Civil Patra.
Awesome. So, good morning, guys. Thank you all for joining on a Saturday, on a weekend, taking out some time on your day off. I really appreciate it. So, today we are going to talk about how do we get our desired job. So, basically, we'll be talking about some real life experiences which I have faced, which my friends have faced, and all of us are doing good. So, these are just learnings which we have learned on our way while growing up to this ladder. So basically, just a little bit things about myself first. As you guys heard already, my name is Parth Ravani. I have around 8+ years of experience, and I am working presently at Rava Global Solutions, and my title is Salesforce Technical Lead over there. Other than that, I am a community speaker. I am CRM ambassador, that is specifically for CRM analytics, and I'm also a J2S mentor. We have joined to Salesforce group. If you guys might have heard about it, if not, we'll talk about it within some time. And other than that, I am also active in community, and I also love to volunteer into multiple events. And other than all of these, I'm also into music and dance and those kind of stuff. Other than this professional part of my life, so today, before we start, I would just like you to answer some of the things. I mean, we'll just have kind of an interactive session. I just don't want to be it a one-way thing. So, if we talk about job hunt, then what should be steps for the job hunt? What do you guys think? You can answer in comments. What are the steps for if you think that you want to switch or you want to get a new job, or I mean, if you want to start your career, you want to just apply for the job. It could be your first job, it could be something where you already working and now you want to switch, anything. So what could be the steps? Yes, so we have one is prepare a resume. Yeah, that is great. CV or resume is must. We should, if we want to apply somewhere, that's a good thing. Soft skills and technical skills is important. Correct. So no matter how good CV is, but if we don't have technical skills and stuff, then definitely it won't be possible. Upskill and reskill, this is again a great thing. So in our market, in our job market, wherever we are, whatever we know, we can't just stand still without upskilling ourselves, right? If we just stay like, okay, now I have learned this much, I'm going to stop here itself, that would be end of us in coming future. We will be soon irrelevant in the job market, as we all know, right? Every day new things are coming up. So we do need to upskill and reskill, learn current market requirements. Yeah, so we need to do some study what all things are required in the market. Are we relevant as of now? If not, we should upskill again. Doing research and applying in the companies via referrals. Yep, if referrals and those things will definitely help. Amazing. So we do know all of these basic stuff, right? So we'll just try to get into depth of it, and maybe there will be couple of things which we all might know already, we might understand it, but while implementing that, we don't do that. So this is just a reminder for those things. Other than that, there might be some other techniques or some other skills which you could uh, use to hop onto a new job. So let's just get started. So today we'll be talking about these steps. So first is preparation for the job hunt. Like first is the preparation part. Second is where and how to apply. Third is during the interviews, how all the tips regarding interviews, and after that we have negotiating the offers, and we'll include some real life tips all along the way. So as of now, I would like to learn from you guys what is the what is the Salesforce experience level as of now? You guys could answer like A, B, C, D. If you're a beginner, you've just started Trailhead, you're intermediate with you have some hands-on, you might have some around like 2+ years of experience. It could be C. If you're more than that, it could be D. So I Could you have the session accordingly? Okay, so we also have C's, we also have B's. We have a mixture of A, B, and C. Awesome. Okay, so for all of you, what could be the biggest roadblock or the hurdle which you guys are facing right now? Struggling to negotiate offers, nervousness during interviews, difficulty finding job openings. You might not be seeing, I mean, you might be seeing postings, but might not be getting calls. That would be B, lack of skills and experience. That if you say A, then you are, that is the good step. If you recognize that you do need to upskill, just having this idea is again a great thing, that you know yourself. You need to prepare. A, B, C, D. That's great, guys. Okay, so we'll talk about all of these parts then. Okay, so for the creation of job hunt, so what all things are there? So first thing, no matter how good communication skills you have, how good is your resume, this is this has to be there. We don't have any alternative for this one. We need to train ourselves. As we discussed, what is relevant in market and what is our knowledge. Are we sufficient? Are we qualified? Are you satisfied with yourself? This is something which we should, first check, and then we should start applying for the things. So what happen is, generally we just start off, okay, I want to switch, we'll just start off applying for the jobs. First thing, we don't get much callbacks. We'll apply at so many of the openings, and the callbacks which we get is like very less as compared to that, right? So what if you get a call back from somewhere, and you have an interview lined up, and you get a chance, but that doesn't work, that doesn't goes well, because we are not trained. So we should not waste that sort of opportunities which come to us, just for this particular reason, that we are not trained itself. We are not ready for the interview. We are not ready for the switch or the hop which we are thinking to get. So everybody knows this thing, but we just start off. So instead of just starting off randomly, we should give some time to ourselves, and to at least know the basics. I mean, we can't be master of everything without having any practical experience. That is correct. So just say you are a fresher, you are not getting calls, and you have limited opportunities. So whenever you do, and maybe you get some opportunities, but they are paying very less. So as far as freshers are concerned, definitely you should just step in with whatever thing you get. I have seen people getting in and doing internships with no pay at all. So even that is good, because your experience is starting. You're gaining some experience, you're getting some real life knowledge, how things work in the market. So that is again a good thing. So basically train, and it doesn't have you don't have to be master of everything from the start, but definitely you should be clearing all the basics at least. Second thing is brand. So you need to brand yourself on your resume, on LinkedIn, on those kind of things. All your profiles should be updated, and you need to portray it as if you are seeing some sort of ad. So basically we need to try to sell ourselves. So let's say you are out to purchase something, you see different brochures, right? So one which uh, I mean, the presentation skills on those things also matter a lot. You might be knowing something, you might be good at something, but if you don't portray it nicely in a better way, the other person on the other side, that he may not be able to judge you based on those things which you haven't written on it, or which you haven't presented nicely. So branding yourself is again a very important part. Again, uh, I get a question from a lot of people over here, and on the top mate where I do free calls, free one-on-one calls with people. So they ask me that do they need to do certifications right away? They, again, they might not be having any job, they are just starting their Salesforce career, and they ask that is it really necessary to get a certification, because it's not free. Again, it does cost some amount. So is it the right investment to go for before even having a single job? Being a fresher, is it good to get this one? So answer to this question would be different for each and everyone. So it, as an individual, it could differ. So again, if you have a certification, definitely it will be a differentiator between being a fresher. If it will be a differentiator between you and some other people who are applying for the same and who don't have a certification, that will be a differentiator, that we agree. But I would suggest the knowledge part is must. So if you at it might not be possible for everyone to invest something, right, based on their conditions. So it is not necessary to have it. It is all, it is a good, but it is not necessary as of now. That's what I believe personally. Your knowledge would speak, and once you get in the company, their companies also have these kind of policies where they would sponsor you for the certifications. If you clear the certificate, they would refund the amount. So you could also try to, wait for that part. And other than that, we also have two free certifications from Salesforce up till December 2025. So you could at least learn and upskill on the agent force or AI part, AI specialist part. So those things, we have two free certifications. So if you are not if it's not possible for you to invest in certifications as of now, you could definitely upskill yourself on this new technology, which is agent force, and you could, at least get certified on the same. We have all the learning materials, everything is available freely on Trailhead, and we have n number of YouTube videos and different channels for the same. And every day there are like n number of different agent force related sessions happening all around the community. You could attend it online, you could attend it in person. So yeah, those things are there. If you want to get certified, at least go for the free ones. You could do that as of now, being a fresher. But better, we are facing problems in MNC where you don't have referrals, so refer us. Voice is breaking.
Patra, when your voice is, you can continue.
Okay. Okay. So now we'll talk about best practices. So while preparing for the job interviews, so you might, uh, if you're applying for a developer role, so for example, they would definitely ask you to share your screen, and they would definitely ask you to write a trigger. So this is like the most basic thing they would ask anyone who they want to take as a Salesforce developer role, definitely. So they'll give you a situation, and they will ask you to write a trigger on the go. You write the trigger correctly, but still you don't get selected. What could be the reason? Whatever the requirement was, whatever the test case, I mean the end test scenario was, you're able to pass it. Your result is, you're getting the result, but still you don't get selected. That could be because of the best practices you might not be using. So this could be like little things, like you might be querying within a for loop instead of, getting things and storing in a collection, and then maybe using that collection and then doing a single query out of the for loop. So we should be knowing what are the best practices for whatever role we are applying. We should search on internet, we should search on YouTube. And this is in the training part itself, this comes in the training part. We should be aware of the best practices within whatever role we are applying for. It could best practices for service cloud, sales cloud, or basically for any development. And it could be CRM analytics job. So again, with CRM also, there are like, when we talk about dashboarding and creating recipes at the back end, still there comes a lot of best practices which we need to keep in mind. So those things we need to be sure, and then we need to move ahead. Then again, we get most of the we get these kind of questions where, have you ever faced this kind of error? It could be like too many queries, that kind of errors, or any basic errors which people generally face in their day-to-day life. So these kind of errors we should be aware of, and we should be aware how do we overcome those things. So those things are also part of preparing yourself for the job hunt. And the last one, after you are through with all of these, would be to get some mock interviews. You could definitely reach out to me for this one for mock interviews. I will share my Topmate profile and my LinkedIn profile at the end of the session. On through Topmate, you guys will be able to block my calendar, and we could have a one-on-one call for free. And yeah, it is, we could do mock interviews. You could do it with me. You could do it with some other senior resources you might be aware of. You could do it with some other senior guys in the ecosystem which you know them, or which you might have met them over LinkedIn or over any events. Basically, you get these things. If you get a mock interview, you will know where do you stand. So basically, you will get some hints or some suggestions that on which particular part you need to still improve yourself on. So this is the best thing which you should do before getting an actual interview. And now we will move ahead. So next part is, after we prepare and after we prepare our resume, we start for we start to apply for different jobs. So which all platforms do you guys use to apply for jobs? Which all things do you guys rely on? We can have answers as A, B, C, D. Okay, LinkedIn, Naukri. Do we go for referrals or company pages? Anybody, or any other platforms like Naukri could be founded in the Glassdoor? I like Sai Karuna. ABCD is good of the answer. Yeah, all of above. Definitely. Good answer. Awesome. So I would suggest we should at least LinkedIn is must. LinkedIn profile is must, and platforms like Naukri, Indeed, founded Glassdoor. Again, the at least the famous one, 3 to 4 things. We should take our time to at least update our profiles on top 3 to 4 this kind of websites, this kind of platforms where we could apply for jobs. And definitely company career pages also should be there. I mean, if you're targeting any specific companies, it might be a dream company or something, you should open the portals, and you could check on if there are any openings or not. And even if they are not, then many companies also have this kind of feature where you could just upload your profile, and anything relevant comes to you, they will reach out to you. And definitely you should take benefit of your LinkedIn network. So if you know people on LinkedIn, it should not be just like they are just there to add as your followers or add as your connections over there. You could try to reach out to someone over there, and you could ask them if they could refer to their company, if they could refer you to their company. I know you might not get answers from all of them every time. There might be some cold conversations, but that's fine. We are looking out for job. I used to do that whenever I was on a job hunt. I used to do all of these. And again, so basically, just focus on each of these steps. I should recommend to go for all of these, and also keep your profiles updated on all of them. And one small thing for tip for Naukri, and I believe the other platforms do it too. You should just update a small detail from your profile. It could be just even like a small thing as adding a full stop and removing it. So you just update a small thing on your profiles, and automatically your profile will be on the top for the recruiters. They'll be see you at the top that this is the active profile. They have this kind of working at the back end. So definitely this is again a good thing to do. Just update something on your profile daily morning when you wake up on these kind of platforms. Just remove full stop or just add a full stop from your description or anything, short bio or something. Yeah, just do anything as such, and your profile will be at top for the job recruiters. Okay, so where and how to apply. So this we already talked about, right? Our profiles should be updated. If you're getting a new certification or if you are learning something new, try to mention those things. And also, the job market whichever you are trying to get into, be sure that you add the main keywords or the hot keywords which are related to that specific role or that specific field. They should be in your CV, they should be in your LinkedIn, they should be in all of your Naukri and all of the other profiles. That should be there. And then we also write the apply and callback ratio. So basically, if we apply for like 100 different companies from like all of, I'm combining all of the platforms which we are using. So out of those 100, it is very likely to get like maximum we'll get 10 calls out of those 100. So it is like 1 is to 10 kind of ratio. So don't feel like I'm not getting any callbacks, I am applying everywhere, I'm not getting any callbacks. So this is there. I mean, if you keep on applying, the ratio is this is what we have. And we just, all we need to do is just keep on doing it, just not stop. Recently I switched my job and I got 7 different offers. But the first offer which I got, it took me 4 months after I started the job hunt. So again, it also depends on the market. The time when I where I started to look out for the job, the market was pretty down at that time. Right now, market is still, it's way better than what it was when I started to look out for jobs. And as you grow on the pyramid, it's like pyramid is like this. As you grow on the top, you'll have less positions, because the more experience you get, the more package you have, and less the positions you get. And different companies will definitely have more number of senior developers, more number of developers, more number of interns as compared to leads in the market, right? In a single company. So that's how it works. So all of those things do, they come into picture in a way. Also the job market and everything comes into the picture, but the key is to go on and do all the exercise which we just talked about, and that does work. Sometimes we are not able to, we do put some filters, right, on all those platforms, for Naukri, for LinkedIn, and for other platforms as well. We put out some filters and we only get like few matching job requirements, a few matching job openings which are just posted and which we think is relevant to us. And we might not get everything directly over there. I mean, we might just get 4 or 5, and rest of them we find that they are not relevant to our role, or that they are not relevant to what we are looking for. Then this is the thing, you just, the Google search engine is way better than what their search engines are, the way they search to through their jobs within their portal itself. So if you just blindly type on Google that this particular job at this location, you will get more number of that relevant jobs on, within that particular location, as compared to what you could get in Naukri and other profiles, because the SEO part over here is really amazing for, with Google. So just in case if you feel that you're not finding relevant jobs over there, try Google. Just try blindly searching it over here. You will get more number of things. It again, you should also check when were those things posted. It could be posted like 15 days before, it could be posted like 1 month before, it could be posted 2 months before. So also do check that. But yeah, you'll get more number of results over here, and we should keep on applying. So before we move ahead, I have a quick question. So, have you guys heard about these community events? And if yes, then Did you get a chance to attend any of these as of now? So we had Bangalore Dream In, Bharat Dream In, Hyderabad Trailblazing, WIT Dream In, which was in Kolkata, Salesforce Developer Days. Again, Developer Days is a attend get it gets it is there on like multiple cities at different times. But yeah, so which of these events did you guys get to attend? Okay, Bangalore Dream In, we have nice. Okay, people have heard about it but couldn't attend. Salesforce Developer Days is something which they have. Okay, but people have heard about these events, right? Even if they didn't. Hmm. Okay, great. So, what are these events and how do we benefit from them? And again, these are happening all around India. Yeah, Delhi Dreamin is about to happen, and I'm going to be a speaker over there as well. So, if any one of you is planning to travel to Delhi, I would be happy to see you guys and meet you in person. Yeah. Yeah, so what different things we get from these events? Yes, networking. That is again, your network is your net worth. That's what people say, right? So that's when we talked about if you have some connections on LinkedIn, feel free to reach out to them for any for these kind of things, for referrals, or if there's some senior person, you could request that person for mock interviews. Try those kind of things. Don't feel shy about it. So yeah, networking is one of the great reason. Other than networking, learning part, again there will be some interesting sessions in those kind of at those kind of places and those kind of events that is there. Other than that, there are different sponsors who sponsor those events. So what we should do and where we should apply within that, we have these two things. So there will be sponsor booths at those kind of events. We should visit the sponsor booths and we should try to interact with them. They also have some goodies and stuff, but it shouldn't be that that shouldn't be the reason to visit the booth. Like we'll just get some goodies or something like that, some swags from them. If we have a sponsor booth available at these kind of events, we should take maximum benefit of it. We should try to interact with them. They should, and after interaction they should we have a chance that they would, they would be like, share your contact details or we'll connect later. So if they are sponsors, they are sponsoring for something, they want something in return. they would they are definitely looking out for the they're they're looking out for some limelight, they're looking out for some fame, they want their name out in the market. That is one reason. They would want some clients, that is again another reason. And again, the third main reason would be they want people to work with them. So if they are sponsoring, so they want something in return, right? They are expecting some, there is an ROI, return on investment. They have something on their mind. That's why they are sponsoring. Otherwise no one would, give their money on just like that to anybody, right? Correct. So they are the first people which we should have an interaction with, we should connect with them. And I understand we can't travel to different cities all the time, that is not feasible. So suppose let's say you are living in south, then you can't every time go and attend events happening at north. And same way, if you're living at north, you can't attend all the events happening at south. Totally agree. And it is not pocket friendly, I understand that. But what we could do is we should attend at least those events which are happening near us, around us. If it is happening, anything is happening in our city, we also have community meetups, the small meetups which are happening every time. We should attend those. There are also a lot of benefits for within from those events as well. We interact with more people, we grow our personality in that way. So things which you get inside by attending, things you upgrade within yourself by attending those kind of events is really great, and which is really helpful for your interviews. The way you speak, the way you interact with people, you'll have some more insights, you'll have some more knowledge, you'll have some more vocabulary built up, and everything. I mean, the way we talk and everything changes once we start entering into the community. So those things also help in that way. But if we were not able to attend any of those previous event which we talked about, so these were the previous dreamin events which happened, and the next one upcoming is Delhi Dreamin. What you could do is you could take a screenshot of this slide, and you should search for each of these Dreamin websites. You will get them. And what next you need to do is you need to visit their website. We'll have a website for Bangalore Dreamin. You'll have a website for Bharat Dreamin. You'll have a website for Hyderabad Trailblazers. Same for WIT Dreamin. And again, you have the same for Delhi Dreamin. So on their websites, you'll be able to see their sponsors who have sponsored them. So just make a list of those companies who have sponsored into those events, and just blindly go to their career pages and apply for, and just put your resumes out over there. So they are the people, they should be our first line of target. We should target these companies first because they are more likely to have some openings. They have a reason why they are sponsoring. So these are the first people, these are the first companies which we should target when we are thinking to apply for a Salesforce job. So definitely, if you are not doing this, this is a must, very important part. Once again, if you just missed it, take a screenshot of this. And if you already know these events, it's good. Just go to their websites and find their sponsors list and apply for them. If you and don't feel bad if you have to again connect to HRs of those particular companies. You could just try to ping them on LinkedIn as well. Don't feel shy about it. Go for it. And now we will go ahead. So this was the application part. How do we apply and where do we apply? Now, acing interviews. So if you when your interviews get scheduled, what you need to do is you need to do some research about the company. You should know at least something about the company, where we could learn couple of things about their vision, couple of things about their beliefs, or what kind of role it is. Again, go through JD deeply before the interview starts. So those kind of things, basic homework you need to do, that will help you how you want to drive the about how you want to drive the interview, all the things how you should, and how what they're expecting, you'll get to know. And you could maybe whatever the company's vision is, you could try to introduce yourself stating you also have a similar vision in an indirect way. So those kind of things could be really helpful. So this is a must after your interview schedule with someone. Just take out an hour or two on this thing. An hour or hour and a half is also more than enough, but definitely do this. You might be busy, you know re- um, to read all the things which you need to, I mean, all the technical stuff, but along with that, that is definitely there. But also try to spend an hour or hour and a half on this part. So we have one question like, these sponsor companies hire career gap candidates. So sponsor companies, again, they range from a startup to MNCs. We have a wide variety of sponsors on into these kind of events, and these policies differ from company to company. I won't be able to comment on that, but definitely there might be some companies who might be having these kind of policies that they won't hire the people with career gap. There will be only some companies like that. That's what I can say. The rest of them, they would be open for it. And again, what is career gap basically? So career gap is something where you can't justify what were you doing during that period. If we have some proper justifications that these were the reason why I was on break or why I was having a gap, then that is reasonable. Okay, so moving on. So research is must. Then communication, the way we portray ourselves once we are into the interview, once we are in front of the interviewer, the way we introduce ourselves, the way we answer their questions, that is important. How we put things. We should always wait for someone to complete first. We should not abruptly cut someone down and start answering, or we should basically listen the whole question first and then just take a small pause and then start to answer it, taking a break to realize or to get prepared, just a small break, just a breath, and then we answer. So those kind of things, so you don't fumble or you don't say anything without understanding exactly what the person is asking. So at times it happens that the interview is asking something else, but we understand something else and we answer something else. So that should not happen. And again, if we need to improve on our communication, then we ourselves are the best judge for that one. If we need an improvement on these things, we should watch some, I was about to say TV series, that's what generally we should, but what I could suggest is we should watch some Salesforce tutorials. That would be helpful and beneficial in both the ways. But you watch the tutorials from some other person who is very fluent in English. So those kind of channels where people are very fluent with their English. Maybe you could also follow someone with who are or like not from Indian, with some American accents or something like that. Maybe you could try that. All of those things we can try out to improve these things. Third point is rehearse. So basically, there might be some common questions, right, which everybody asks. So it could be like, let's start with the basic introduction. So introduction is something where you should not fumble, where you should not get rejected based on that itself, right? So this is something which you should rehearse. They'll ask you like, if you had your previous experience, right, what, tell me something about your previous project or something like that. So based on your resume, they're definitely going to ask you about that. Okay, what did you do in your last company? Okay, that was there. Okay, then if you are a fresher, then okay, what were your projects? I mean, you might have done some internship projects or something like that. Or yeah, so couple of things which that they will ask based on your resume. Whatever things you have mentioned on your resume, they will ask some things related to that, right? So you should take out those common questions which you think people might ask, and you should try to rehearse them. You should be ready before we get to an interview. So these were the basic things which we generally know and which we generally do. But okay, so we have a question. Let's say we don't know an answer to a question. How should we manage to do that? Do we admit that we don't know answer, but we'll get back on it later on something else along with those lines? Okay, so if an interviewer asks you something and if you don't know it, don't bluff. Say it no, and say that you don't know it. And Salesforce is very vast, so it is not important to know everything unless it is something very basic and which belongs to Salesforce admin part, or the something which is related to Salesforce platform. It is very basic, then we should know. But even if we don't know that, then it is okay. I mean, whatever you don't know, you don't know. You don't bluff about it. You say something wrong, you just take a wild guess. You should not do it, because I have taken a lot of interviews, and people will notice things. I mean, people will know. They will measure you from top to bottom within 30 minutes. A good interview can measure someone like within 30 minutes, like what is the depth of someone's knowledge, I mean, that perspective. So bluffing is not at all suggested. We should accept that we don't know. So again, I was saying that Salesforce is very vast, and there'll be like n different things about it, and different directions, different things within different verticals within Salesforce. And there could be like numerous number of things which we don't know, and that is fine. Even I don't know everything about Salesforce. I don't know things about Marketing Cloud. I don't know things about like ne- about, there is again things related to HEDA, which is again educational cloud and those kind of stuff. I don't know things about it. I know what I have worked on. I am confident about what I know. So you could just mention that I didn't got chance to work on it as of now. That is the best way to answer it, where you agree that you don't know something, and you say that I didn't got chance to work on that part as of now. I didn't get chance to explore that as of now, but I am looking forward to learn it. That should be something which you how you should answer. How to master Epic's coding skills. So this is something where you need to start with some oops concepts if you are like very new to coding. If you don't, if you are out of like not with your, if you are like with non-coding background, even then you can go ahead and start learning. You can do it. You think you are afraid is just because you can't see things clearly as of now. So if we relate this thing with an example, it would be like, if there is a dark room and it's completely dark and you can't see things right now, so you're afraid, you can't see things. That is the reason you are afraid, right? So you are afraid of coding, you are afraid of uh, doing those kind of apex related things. That might be because it's just that you haven't explored that. That is the reason why you are afraid. But you just go through Trailhead, you go through n number of different apex related YouTube videos are there. You just go through that. So those videos, those trailheads, they will be like a switch. I mean, they'll be like a switch which you turn on and that will brighten up the room. So once you brighten up the room, then you'll not be afraid anymore. So the trailhead and those YouTube tutorials and those will act like a switch. All you need to do is go and explore. So anything you just watch doesn't make sense. You watch those videos, you try it out on your own in your own org. That is the way to master it. Unless you do it on your own, you just watch thousands of videos, it doesn't matter, it won't help you in any way. You need to do is you need to do it yourself in your own org. We have free orgs for developers. You can just sign up for one and you could try to create something within yourself, within your environment. And we will get to questions at the end of the session. Please don't mind, and do remind me if we will just go through all the questions. If we haven't answered any, you could also ask at the end, and you could also remind if we forget about it. So first we'll just wrap up the session and then we'll go to the questions because it might take a long, I believe. So the next part is demo. The What do I mean by demo is, suppose, this is again a key differentiator, and this is again a very important point. So if I am interviewing with n number of different candidates who are, they are competing with me, how can I stand out? So definitely the interviewer is going to ask you to share your screen and do something, right? They might ask you to write a trigger, or I mean anything as such. Take that moment and ask the interviewer that, can I have created something, can I present it to you? So what that would be is, as we discussed, we have free orgs, right? So stick to one org, and within one org create some scenarios. Those scenarios, you could write some triggers on those scenarios, you could create some flows out of it, you could create some reports and those kind of things. So by scenario, imagine a company, any sector. You could say that you're talking about a car manufacturer company. Let's say there's a car manufacturer company like Mahindra or Tata or anything as such. Then what all things will be coming under that particular business use case? That you'll have products, you'll have cases, you'll have services, you'll have dealerships, you'll have sales representatives, and you'll have customers. So you'll have those kind of personas working onto that who will be part of that particular use case, right? So create a use case and try to create all the things related to it, related to that business use case. Think of any business use case and build flows related to it on different situations. Build different apex triggers related to it, different batches. If you could show some like this is the batch job, we want to do this thing, that's why we are creating a batch or something like that. Basically, keep an whole org demo ready. You build everything over there, you practice everything over there, and you do it. I mean, the the experience, the UI wise also things should be good. I mean, the dashboards and stuff, you just built it, all the reports and stuff. It will take time. It will definitely take time, a lot of time, I understand. But if you showcase something like this, it is going to make you stand out of, like, if even if you're interviewing with like 100 different candidates, if you demo the whole use case over there, like it could be a small use case, it doesn't have to be the whole system ready. Just have a small use case. You just think of any small use case and build couple of things around it, what which you think are relevant, which will be relevant to your role. Create those kind of things and make uh, try different scenarios. There will be different scenarios you'll be getting from YouTube, you'll get from Trailhead. Try to implement similar kind of scenarios just in which will fit in your use case. What do I mean by this? You'll find that from one object, you need to update anything which is related to second object and some other field of that. So you might be creating some triggers uh, on that particular thing, and you might have seen some this kind of scenario. But see what where this same scenario will fit into your use case. Create same thing over there. And also the best practices which we talked about, they should be followed within these things. So if you create those things, if you demo those things, you definitely have a great chance to get in. And I mean, if you have built something, you should be able to explain it as well. It shouldn't be like, okay, this is, I have created this, but they'll ask some question, okay, what is line number 14 in this particular code, why you have written this. So that should not be the case. You should be able to answer those questions as well. So once you do it, once you, I mean, you could replicate same thing which you see some different example from YouTube. Just replicate the same scenario within your use case. Object name will be different, fields will be different, and those kind of way. But also understand what you are building and then explain those things. So this is a very important thing. If we get an interview, if we do this, we will definitely stand a chance to, you know, get this thing converted into an opportunity for us. So this is again a very important part. I would strongly recommend you guys to go for this thing. Now we'll just move ahead. So other than what all things we discussed, do we have any other interview tips from you guys which you think could be useful for rest of the people who are on this call? We talked about a couple of interview related tips, right? So anything else which you guys think which will be helpful for everybody over here? Any other tips, any other personal tips which you guys might have found useful? Or we covered it all? Okay, I think we covered it all then. Okay, we'll move ahead. Okay, the next part is after the interview, how do we negotiate the salary? So how confident are we on negotiating the salary? When HR asks you like what is your expectation, you say an X amount, but they'll be like, no, we don't have that much budget. We'll only be give you X minus 5. So how how prepared are you for answering these kind of situations? Or it could be even at start. I mean, before they schedule the interview, even at that time they might ask us like, what is your expectation? So during that time also they can ask these things. Okay, so we have an A, B, and C. Anyone with D and E? Cool. So basically, couple of things which we should keep in our mind while we negotiate. So first, be evaluate beyond salary. So what do I mean by this? So suppose I have two offers, and one is paying me higher, second is paying me lower, but the one which is paying me higher is keeping me limited with what I know today, and the second, which is paying me lower but is offering me to work on some newer technologies. They are allowing me to learn and upskill and then and work on the newer things like agent force and data cloud, those kind of stuff, just for example. But they are paying me less. Then based on that, I would definitely choose the lower paying job. Why? Because the higher paying one is limiting myself to the current thing which I know right now. It could be my area of expertise that is there, but we constantly need to upgrade ourselves. So if I am in the second one, if I am asked to also work on the thing which is my area of expertise, that is one, and additionally they are asking me to also work on some newer things which are coming in the market. If I get chance to learn newer things along with my existing skill set, then I would definitely choose that. So this is again related to the, I mean, technical part or career part or that sort of thing. But it there will be also some other aspects of it, like if something is giving me work from home and something isn't, I mean one offer isn't, and if some company is having very good work life balance and some other company doesn't have it. So all of this points we need to consider before making a final call. So even I had like very tough time deciding all of these and leaving my previous company and joining into a new one. And as I mentioned, I was able to get around like seven offers. So choosing the right one for you, again, it totally depends on your current circumstances. What are the things what are your priorities at that point of time? That makes the difference, and that is something which will help you to make a decision. But don't just decide based on salary unless you are young. I mean, if you are young and if you're just starting with a job, I mean, if you're getting something good salary and you are asked to move out of India or something like that, if you get that kind of job, if it's like a crazy job, then go for it. Maybe if you don't have anything at risk at that point of time in your career, then definitely go for it. If it is like very crazy offer, but yeah, other than that, evaluate everything and then decide which where you want to go. So this is one thing. And for negotiating, you should explain your value. You should tell them that in a good way, in good words. You should use that. See, you could ask them how many people did apply for this role. You should start like in a very casual way, in a very normal way. They would answer with some amount like these many people. So out of those people, I was able to clear the interview. So that should not be rude, like, but you should find like good words to convey this, that I totally trust your team, that they are very good, and they are like very good at knowing people, very good at evaluating people. So there is something good which that they have appreciated about me, and that is why we are having this discussion right now. This is after the interview part, this part which we are talking about. Then you can explain this part, that as already you have been selected, so there is something special about you. That's why you have been selected. Special as in you deserve something, you have the knowledge what they require for that particular role. So bring out that point in a polite way, in a nice way. This is after interview. What if before interview they're asking for an expectation? Try to avoid it if you can, but most interviews don't wouldn't entertain that. So you could answer what you're expecting, but when you're expecting something, don't shy out. Don't feel like I mean they won't give this much, I'm not sure how much they will give or not. First, what you do is you do some research in the market, like this is your role, this is your experience, what is the maximum you could get, what is the minimum you could get. So let's say for example I am a 2 year experienced guy. So for a 2 year experienced guy, minimum, what do you guys think, what is the minimum salary for a 2 year Salesforce experienced person? What would that be? Any guesses from anybody? 6 LPA. Okay. 7 to 8, 5 to 6. So basically 5 to 8 is the range which we have got over here. Minimum is 5, maximum is 8. It also could be 10. It also could be, yeah, 5 to 10 between. Let's say it's, for now, let's assume it is 5 to 10. So if we do a survey in the market and we get like, yeah, depends on company definitely. So some companies will offer 5, some companies will offer 10, and some might even offer more. But yeah, let's say we got a range which is 5 to 10 as of now. And again, there are n number of different places how you can get this research done. It's just, I mean, even on Glassdoors you'll get like this particular job role, what is the this thing. I mean, you need to just search on Google and you will be able to get some good range about it. Yeah, as my friend got 5 LP as a fresher, that is very good. That's very great amount to start with being a fresher. That's amazing. Yeah, so basically we get that number, we get that range, and based on that, and secondly, based on what is our skill set, considering that, we will come up with a expectation amount and we should tell them. And we should not firmly say that this is what I want, otherwise we are not good. You should say I am expecting X amount, and we can negotiate a bit if you want, but definitely would like to see what all roles and responsibilities we have, and based on that we could negotiate it further once we are done through interviews and stuff. And if you are answering this question, make sure that you get what is their bucket amount for that particular role. So basically all the recruiting people, they get a bucket, like this is the lowest and this is the highest for this particular role. They have a bucket defined for that, for each and every roles which they are looking for. So if you are answering what is your expectation, make sure that you also ask them, or you could directly ask them when they ask you what is your expected salary. You could say, before that I would like to understand what is the bucket which you guys have for this particular role. What is the salary range which you guys offer for this particular role? What is the salary range that you guys have fixed? What is the upper limit for this particular role you have for this job? You could ask these kind of questions to them and get the upper limit which they have. So know that, and they might say that we only have this much, we only have this much. Then you can say that, sure, let us get to the interview and then we can negotiate on that. You can say that and then move ahead with the interview. And you should be polite. You should not be like, no, I won't be able to move ahead if it is not this, if it is not that. Go for it, even if it is something very less than what you expect, even if it is something you will not join at that range. still go ahead and go for the interview. Why? Because you'll be getting an interview experience. Second, if you clear, you'll be getting an offer in hand. And once you have an offer in hand, then it is more easier to, get another jobs, other jobs, and other better offers based on that offer. So I don't promote that kind of things, but just do give it a shot, even if it is below your expectation. And just say that we will negotiate at the end. Mention that. Don't agree with whatever payout they are. If it is not agreeable for you, you are sure about it, like they are giving like way less than what you have. Don't say that, okay, I'm good with it. Just say these words that, sure, we will negotiate after interviews on this one. Let's negotiate on this after our interviews are done. Many companies providing less package, that too they are asking for 2 to 2.5 years of bond. What is suggestion on this? So being a fresher, definitely getting a job is more important at this stage. This is what I believe. I don't promote bonds. They are not even legal in India, but some companies do have it. I mean, they can't extort money for the same legally. What they can do is they will not give us papers, or they will not give us experience letters or something like that. And there are again some different kind of terms. So if they invest in you, if they train you or something, if they spend on you, if they get you certifications within those period, the bond period, which is 2.5 years, and then that is the amount which they can ask back from you if you decide to switch within that particular time frame. But to answer your question directly, if I was a fresher and I'm not getting any jobs, I would definitely get that offer and go ahead. So entering into the market is really important. Once you have entered the market, so after 2 years or 2.5 years, you will get a good switch. You will get a like much better package than what you will get at the same company. Definitely important is just get in the market somehow. Doesn't matter what the pay is, it could be less. I understand we all have to pay our bills at the end of the day, and that is why we do this. I understand we all have responsibilities on our families. It will be tough, but this is what we need to do to get in the market. And basically, yeah, once you do that, so basically do some research in the market. Don't shy out while putting out your expectation. Don't feel that they will not give it. How it will look if I just if I have just 2 years of experience and I'm asking for, my current is 7, I have 2 years of experience, and now I want to switch, and I'm asking for. See, we can ask till 100% of whatever we have. Don't feel shy. It depends on company to company if they are ready to give. Also, it depends on what level of expertise do we have, based with respect to whatever experience we have. If I have 2 years of experience and my, let's say my current package is 7 lakhs per annum, and there is some good company, and I will say I'm expecting 14, so they'll say, no, why are you expecting 100% hike? We just give our with our policy, we just give like 10% or 15% or 13% of, or it could be like 30%, or maximum they will say we can maximum go till 40%. We don't give more than that due to our policies. So it doesn't matter, it's okay, but it is worth a shot. I would say aim for 100. Again, if we are not that qualified, if you think that according to 2 year experience, what I know is way more than good, definitely go for 100%. 100% is the aim which I would suggest. Aim for it. Doesn't matter, I mean, what they say after that. This is what I expect based on my expertise, but I'm open for negotiation. This is how you should answer. You should be open to negotiate. I am looking at what best I could get in the market. This is what I expect, because I have seen in the market this these are what the salary, these are the salary ranges which are for this particular experience and with this particular skill set. in the market. This is how you can answer it. And definitely many of the big companies are giving only 20-25% hike. One of the HR told us, as per market standards we only give 20-24% hike. So yeah, so you can tell them that hike percentage should not be depending on what the previous company gives them. Maybe previous company was paying less than market standards, so it doesn't so this shouldn't be the case that you will always underpay me due to that reason. If my current company was underpaying me based on my experience and my skill set, so that was the reason why I was looking out for the job change. And if my current company is underpaying me for something, and if I mean, that should not be the reason that I should be underpaid for rest of my life for my future companies. I hope you understand. I hope you also have bills to pay at the end of the month or something. You should say things nicely, and you should try to portray things nicely. And definitely all we are trying is to get best of what we could get from their side, get their upper budget, upper limit for that particular role, and go for it. But definitely aim for 100%. If you think based on your experience level you are way good on your technical skills, definitely go for it. And you never know, you might get something like 60%, you might get 50%, you might get 40%. It's all good. But you should not just shy out and just ask for 30. If you just ask for 30% hike, they will say yes in first go. What if their uppercut was more than 50%? So know things and then you enter into it, then you negotiate it in a better way. So basically, there are two opportunities related, my favorite quotes. So one is, opportunities don't happen until you create them. So we need to create them. It won't like automatically happen. We won't automatically get some good job or something. We need to work for it, right? So this is something is based on karma, we can say. If we work for it, we will get it one day, in some or other way we'll get it. Second one is again a red car theory kind of thing. It is like, how many red cars did we see yesterday? So we won't be able to answer. Even if we were traveling, we won't remember, right, how many red cars did we might have crossed. But what if someone told you that if you click pictures of red cars wherever you see them, you get paid for them. You'll get like 500 rupees for each red car picture you click live. I mean, whichever you see. Then we'll always be looking out for red cars, right? We will notice them whenever there's a red car. We'll notice that and we'll click a picture and we'll try to get paid for it. So basically, it is like, when you look for opportunity, then you will find it. You won't notice red cars until then. But if you start to look for red cars, then you will notice red cars whenever they are around. So it goes similar way with opportunities. Opportunities might be around you all the time, we are just not aware about it. Your LinkedIn connections, your events, which are happening all across the country and in all the cities, they are happening all around. So there are opportunities all around you. It's just that we are not looking for them. So if we start looking for them, then we'll be able to see it. Other than that, we won't be able to see it. Okay, now is the time for question and answers. So let's go. We do have 15 more minutes, right, John? We
Yes,
can go with
partner.
10. Awesome. Okay, so a person with 3 years of experience currently earning 2 LPA can expect to receive how much in a new company? See, if you're having a 3 years of experience with 2 LPA, you could even ask for more than 100% of hike. It would around like 6, 8, you can definitely ask. If you have 3 years of experience, then definitely 6 to 8 is like minimum thing which you can get from any company. And don't target MNCs. Again, they will have some uh, bind they'll have a binding with the number of percentage of hike and something like that. Just go for regular sized companies where they will easily pay you much more than what you're getting right now. Can you suggest any good product based companies? Okay, so again, product based companies will be I know couple of companies, product based companies. So one is Michelin Tires, so which is located at Pune over here. And I mean, again, in different cities there'll be different product based companies, so basically we can Google it. I know there's we all know Balaji Chips, right? So again, they are a product based company, they have their own product, they run their own thing. Again, we have Piramal Pharma Solutions, which is in Mumbai, they have it. So yeah, there are a number of different product based companies. You can search it on Google, you'll get it. I have experience in sales around 10 years, and I'm willing to switch to Salesforce. So basically, I'm a fresher for the same. I've already started studying SFMC. Could you please guide me to get a job in Salesforce? Got it. So before SFMC, did you get a chance to go through journey? Have you heard about Journey to Salesforce? And if not, search for it and ping me on LinkedIn. We will connect for the same, and we'll guide you further from there. So that will give you first the basics of the Salesforce. What is the platform? What is it all about? And then SFMC is again uh, one of the cloud of Salesforce. We'll also talk about it. But yeah, and we can connect over one-on-one call on TopMate. You can ping me on LinkedIn. I can help you with that part. I am from mechanical background. I have a career gap. I have done training program in Salesforce, but not able to get an interview call. Now I'm thinking of CDAC. Will it be worth doing? Okay. So I have a lot of friends who are from different backgrounds, who are from non-technical backgrounds and who are into Salesforce right now. My wife, she was also from non-technical background and she was into graphic designing part, so completely non-technical, and she is doing very well as a Salesforce developer right now. So there will be some struggle while getting a job. All you need to do is we need to sacrifice some things at the start. We might get lower pay or no pay for internships. We just need to accept whatever we are getting at the start. Just for the starting phase, we need to do some sacrifices on that part, and post that we should be able to, you know, manage things very nicely after that. I mean, pay wise and every growth wise, Salesforce is like very rewarding career, and I won't be able to give you any advice related to CDAC. I don't have much knowledge about it. I have heard about it, but don't have much knowledge about it. Your top meet link, yes, I will share it right away. So this is my LinkedIn account, and within my LinkedIn page, you have within my profile, you will see free one-on-one call schedule option. If you just open my profile, you will see it. So that would be easy. Let me just show you. Yeah. So if you just click on this part, schedule free one-on-one call, this will take you to TopMeet. Okay. Okay, let's get back to other questions. I would like to know how many company in Chennai that is supportive for women careers restarters. I don't know specifically in Chennai, but even Salesforce has back to work program for women. So Salesforce itself has this program where they support women who might have taken career gaps. It could be due to children or anything else, or marriage or anything. I mean, they might have taken break for some time and then they want to get back into the system. They do have this program which is called Back to Work for Women. You can search it on Google. You can apply it over there. So that will be directly with Salesforce itself. I am not sure about other companies, but if anyone else is aware about it, please do answer with yeah. I'm part of a part-time contract job and have a career gap as well. But most of the companies rejecting resume even before interviewing. I want transition from part-time to full-time. What approach should I have? Before career gap, I have 8 years of experience in .NET and even holding Salesforce certification. Still no luck. Please suggest. Okay, so basically, I would suggest you could try targeting startups, because startup companies, they want work. They don't, I mean, they won't, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you have career gap or something like that, that doesn't matter for them. And this is really great that you had 8 years of .NET experience. So that means that you are very good at the coding part. So, and you'll be able to grasp Apex like in no time. And you might have already, as you are already working part time for the same. So definitely try to target startups. That would be the suggestion. And uh, ping me on LinkedIn. We can connect and discuss more about it. If I get something related to related, I will ping you. I might have something, but yeah, let's connect over LinkedIn and talk more on it. What do you think of what do you think of Salesforce dev roles in future and recent flourish the agent force and other AI platforms? Okay, so Salesforce developer roles, I mean, we do have many different roles, right? We people hire Salesforce dev for different clouds and different kinds of specialists. It could be also related to CPQ. It could be also related to agent integrations. It could be also different any specific cloud consultant roles or something like that, right? But but now with the in the age of like agent force and data cloud and those things, no matter which cloud we are working on, which part we are working on, it is really important for us to upskill ourselves and learn agent force and data cloud, because they are the future. No matter which cloud we are working on, but these things are going to be there in Salesforce, no matter what part of Salesforce we are working on to. So definitely upskilling onto those things is what I would suggest. How to look for startup companies in Salesforce in Pune? Okay, so uh, what kind of role you are looking for? And definitely see, there is one called Salion, there is one called Atman, there is uh, there yeah, so these two are the small startup companies which I think, and they could be looking for different employees in Pune at least. We can try that. And how to look for them, I mean, you could, I mean, we should Google like small companies in Pune, small startup Salesforce startup companies in Pune or something. Like, basically we should need to do is search on Google. And there is also a way to find Salesforce partners, uh, where we could, narrow it down by location, by city. So in that way, we'll also be able to see which are the Salesforce partner companies which are there in particular location, that we could target those. I'm a fresher with 12 LPA package. How long do you suggest me to stay in the same company? If I want to switch, then where can I switch? If I consider trying for companies abroad, how to approach and apply and follow up with the companies abroad? Okay, so for applying to the companies abroad, it is very different from country to country. Very different. So basically, there are again some companies who are even sponsoring visas and stays and more. I mean, some of the European countries which I know, they are sponsoring all the things. If the skilled workers are, they are trying to get settled down over there. So there are like way there are like way more opportunities in the European side though. But if you're talking about US and that, then it is very hard. Specifically US, it's very very hard. Australia and Canada are still doable, but yeah, European countries, they are like literally looking for those kind of things. So you could target those kind of countries. And again, for different countries, you have different job portals. I mean, our job portals won't work for those kind of things. First, you need to make sure that which is the country you want to target, and based on that, you will need to explore more things about that country and how things are happening in that particular country. This is like very very wide question. Yeah, so we need a lot of those things, and then we'll be able to move forward. In Pune, Techlia Global Services are also there. Okay, how to check Salesforce partner company? Just a second, I'll share a link. Yeah, so it is findpartners.salesforce.com. I will share in chat. So this is something from where we you will see all the Salesforce partner companies listed down over here. Okay, so do we have any other question, or did we miss any questions in the top where you guys might have commented and I missed to see, or I missed to answer them? If you could paste it again back over here right now. I guess
I
we are
think
good
you
with the
mostly
question.
answered all the question.
Awesome. I'm just scrolling above, just checking if we missed anything. Okay, I think we are good. Could you suggest any job portals for European countries? I am not specifically aware about those, but we'll need to Google it. Yeah, trailer badges, you mean, are important. Yeah, definitely. I mean, basically, uh, that is not a criteria for selection process, but it is basically a gamified way of learning in a way which will encourage you to learn more, to get more. Definitely, once you reach at one level, if you are a ranger, if you are a 2-star ranger, if you are a 3-star ranger, then those things are something which is good to display on your resume, on your LinkedIn, those kind of, in that kind of way. But if you have like if you have like 20 badges or something like that, then that is not a thing to display somewhere, right? If you achieve a rank which is like a ranger or something like that, right? At least if you have a ranger, from then you can put that or display that in your resumes, or like I'm a 1x ranger or 2x ranger or 3x ranger. At least a ranger rank is must if you want to display it somewhere other than because that would at least mean something. Okay, this person has at least ranger level of knowledge within Salesforce ecosystem, so then that is displayable. Before that, we should stay back and try to achieve those levels. I guess we are on time then.
Thank you, Patroni. Thank you for the informative session and thank you for giving time for the today's session. It is very useful for our trailblazers. Thank you. In future, I am
Thank you so much.
expecting you to speak more sessions in our group.
Sure thing, John. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you all for joining.
Thank you,
And
everyone.
wish you have an amazing weekend ahead, and all the best for your job hunt.
Thank you, everyone.